Hi, y'all. My name's Brian Johnson. I'm a kind of a watch hobbyist and I work in the tech industry. And this weekend I was working on watch dials. And basically, one of the things I kind of thought about was how watch dials get generated and how you can find templates for them and how I have to drive them out and things like that. So I did a little bit of vibe coding. I use Inkscape a lot. I have since forever. And basically, one of the things I kind of came up with is my friend ChatGPT and I vibe coded some tools for creating watch dials. And I finished those up today and they're pretty cool. So I thought I would share with you kind of how to use them. I put them up under a GPL license in GitHub. And so you can go and download these yourself. You can play with them. You can, add to them if you want to, whatever you'd like to do. But let me show you how they work, and I think you're going to find that this is really cool. This is really just for those of us who are kind of in the watch hobby. I don't think anybody else is going to care about this stuff. But anyway, so let's take a look at how this works. So you can get to the site by going to github.com/brianjoe slash watch dials. And basically, if you don't use GitHub at all, it's pretty easy to do. You can just use the download zip here, which I'll do right now, and it's going to download this little zip file, and that contains all of the files that are right here. These are the files that are included. So the package includes a watch dial generator, a pattern generator for the backgrounds of your watches, and a movement template generator. And that thing is to kind of show you what a template is for, say, on NH53 or 35 or whatever kind of watch you use, that kind of stuff. So let's take a look at kind of how to install this. Basically, you open up your Inkscape. You can click Create New Document, or however you want to get into it. And if you go into your preferences, or here in Windows, it's in Preferences. It'll be in your menu on the Mac, and Linux probably the same way. But basically, you go down here to user extensions. I didn't set up an installer for this or anything like that. Basically, you can click this open button and you can get to your extensions folder right here. So I have my extensions folder right here. You can see the extensions that we can get to in Inkscape are right here. These are really cool. There's a lot of different things that'll generate out for you. And that's kind of where I thought, oh, I started to use those to try to do watch dials. And then I thought, oh, why don't I write some specific ones that'll do that for us? So basically, we'll go to our little watch dial package that we created. All right, I'm gonna open that here, click on the thing. So these are the files that we need, and all we have to do is just drop those files right into that folder here. So I can just grab them like this, and I can drop them right in here. And basically, you just have to restart Inkscape, and then you will have the ability to start to use these things. So let me open Inkscape again, and I'll minimize these two things, and we'll create a new document. Okay, so this is where the fun stuff starts to take place. Sorry, I'm a little rough here. I haven't used this for recording for a while. So we go to extensions, and you can see now we have watch dial tools. Okay, so one of these is watch dial generator. This is basically the main window that we're going to use for this kind of stuff. So what we want to do is, if we want to create a watch dial just to use, I have kind of three choices here. One, you can use Arabic, Roman, or custom, and I'll show you how all three of these work. So Arabic is like regular 1 through 12. We can omit the 3 if we're going to have a date window. We'll just leave that blank right now. And for right now, we'll click upright, and we'll create an upright watch dial, and that'll look just like this, right? So that's pretty cool. We have this nice watch dial. We have our seconds. We can actually do other things, though. We could create a different kind of watch dial. If we wanted to create a Roman numeral watch dial, we could create a similar one like that and use Roman numerals, right? But a lot of times with Roman numerals, what you'd like to do is you'd like your Roman numerals to be tangential. So basically that means they'll kind of go around the dial like that, right? And also, I have it right now set up for the Watchmakers 4, which is the 4 instead of a IV, it's III. And they do that to make it kind of symmetrical across the dial. And that's a really kind of an old style of how they do watch dials. But you can generate that out either way. We can just do that if you want to, the newer type of dial or the newer type of Roman numeral. And finally, one of the things you can do that's kind of cool is I have this custom CSV thing, and here I use this font family that'll do emojis, right? So I can click apply, and now I can have my little emojis as my watch dials. So that's the watch dial part. So now let's say you wanted to actually build some watch dials, right? You can get started just like we just did right there, and then you can just like add your own art, whatever you want to do, right? But what I thought would be kind of cool is if we added the ability to generate sort of a Breguet style watch dial, decoration and stuff like that. So basically, I have this dial pattern generator now. So the dial pattern generator allows you to choose different types of patterns that you can use inside of your watch dial, right? So basically, we have sunburst, crosshatch, the Yosh, and we have the concentric rings, right? So let's just try concentric rings. We have this complex ability here to do different kind of things. But if I click apply, you can see that we'll have to zoom in a little bit because I made these pretty, pretty subtle, right? Because they're the backgrounds of your dials, right? So basically, we create something simple like this, and you just grab one of your dials here, and then let me pull this out a tad bit, and then we'll line these up. I'll line these up on this. So basically, what we have here is now, kind of this kind of cool watch dial that what you'll want to do though is you'll want this background to be in the back. So we'll send that to the back, lower to bottom, and then that'll put your numbers in the front. And then we can realign this stuff like this. You have just this like simple cool watch dial, but then there's more you can make, right? So basically we could make another one that is let's look at something cool like this sunburst one, right? So 120 rays, that seems pretty good. We can do, I'm not sure if this does too much with this one, but basically I can click apply, and it looks like it went back and did. Oh, I didn't change it in the UI. Let me fix that. So this is kind of what I mean about what you can do with this is you can just sort of play with it and just you could sit here all day long and just make cool cool watch dials. It could be your own little new hobby, right? So basically, yeah, we'll do the sunburst now. Click apply, and so we'll go in and zoom in on this one a little bit. And then we have that little sunburst thing, and you can kind of set your stroke like that. Again, we would move this to the back. Send to bottom there. And let's zoom back and grab one of these guys that we already made. Put it on there. And now you can set your sizes or whatever you want to on here as well. So basically we hit this and we hit this. And now we have this cool little dial. But you can do multiple of these, right? You could create another new dial, type, and you can layer these on together. So basically you can do a lot of interesting things. You can put your own artwork in here or whatever, and it's just super fast and super fun, right? So then the third thing I just wanted to mention that I created here is this blank dial movement template. And this only has a couple of options in it right now. I haven't really added too much, but basically I wanted to keep track of, say, where the calendar window is on the NH35, or I use the ST36 quite a bit as well when I make watches. So basically you can, NH35 is the easiest one to see. Basically we hit like this and you can see it has the window and stuff for the 3. So if I lay this on here, you can see that's probably not what we want. So basically I would create a new dial. You know, we just go here, watch dial generator, and then the option we would want here is omit 3 for the date window. In this case, we would say, let's make it Arabic, and we'll switch it back to upright, click apply, and you can add your own fonts or anything you want to this thing, so it's kind of cool. So you can see here we took out the 3, and we have the, you know, the number for the thing. The one thing that's kind of neat about the seagull one is, let me throw that extension in one more time. That would be this one, and go here. You know, that one has the second hand. It's got a small second hand on the left of the dial, and so you can see that here. So basically, if you wanted to set this, I was kind of thinking about this. I didn't set anything up to do anything interesting with this, but if you wanted to set it up so you had like second hands or something for this one, you could easily just you could generate a new dial, and basically you can generate a new dial and you can take out the numbers. So basically you can have the you can put custom here, you can take this out and have nothing in here, and then basically in your markers I have show hours and show minute ticks, so you could take out the hours. Let's say we take out the hours and click apply. So basically now we have this little thing, and we could make this really small, and we could put that in there, and that could be our little seconds hand thing. You know, you have to kind of play with it a little bit. I'm probably not going to mess with this too much, but basically you see what I'm doing here. And then we'll have little ticks there, and you can adjust those, of course, and make those however you want to make them. And then if you wanted to, say, throw your other dial back up here, you could. And then, of course, that dial is a little bit larger, so we would fit it like this. And we should probably do an option to take out the 9, but this is all editable. This is all, you know, in Inkscape. All you have to do is just start to go in and tear this stuff apart, you know, on your own once you generate it. But this is kind of where we are with this stuff. And so basically, yeah, that was kind of it. It's like, so you wonder, what do I do with this stuff now? If you want to just kind of make watch dials, one of the easiest things you could do is use this tool, you know, generate out a watch dial, print out a sticker, print out a piece of paper, whatever it is, adhere it to a blank watch dial, and drop it into your watch. And I think you might have kind of an interesting way to kind of do this. I think if you have a laser engraver, this makes SVG. So basically you can laser engrave this stuff onto SVG. I've been doing a lot of different things where I'm trying to do this stuff with 3D printers, with resin printers, and things like that. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. So maybe sometime I'll do a video on how I have been able to create OpenSCAD files that turn these things into relief maps, and the relief maps are usable in with the 3D printers and stuff like that. But yeah, that's basically it. Again, the site is at Watch Dial Tools, so it's Brian Joe / Watch Dial Tools, and yeah, feel free to install this, and you can leave comments here and leave feedback if you want to, and you know, we can kind of talk about it in the options here if you have any ideas, or if you want some changes to this thing. It's fairly straightforward for me to kind of make changes to this and update it. But yeah, thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoy the tool.